All right, good morning, everyone. Okay, let's get started. So for today, Monday, the 12th, May 12th, let's look at what we have. We have the Cleveland Fed inflation expectations. At some point today, will come out, but not a important report. We don't know exactly what time. At 10:25 a.m. Eastern, we'll have FOMC member Kugler speaking. At 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll have the federal budget balance. Neither of these are expected to have a significant impact. We should note that we've had significant price movement overnight for the NASDAQ. Um, on Friday, trading action was mostly neutral. It did pull lower, but again, still trading in the same general price range that we've seen recently. But this jump that we see in the pre-market has to do with news or expected news of a trade deal with China, or at least the beginnings of a trade deal, it would be more accurate. So we'll see how it plays out, but that's what we're looking at right now. All right. Having said that, more details will emerge soon as far as the exact um, description of what constructively has been done between China and the United States as far as trade is concerned. Having said that, let's take a look at what was moving on Friday. So here are the stocks that we found on Friday. First up, we have Tesla, which was able to reach our target number two to the upside on that day of 306.39. And it peaked out at just above 307 on the day. So pretty good move for Tesla. And of course, you can see obviously it's up quite a bit now, um, well above $300 at this point. We also found CELH, uh, which was up on Friday, was able to reach target number two to the upside of 37.12, and then topped out slightly above that. We also found SRPT, which did not work out. This one was only able to get through our target number one of 38.81, got up to 39.66 before falling apart. We took a very small loss on that one. All right, and looking at the pre-market, here's what we see so far. So obviously there are going to be a lot of stocks that are up, including major stocks. Let's go through them quickly. Uh, let's backtrack here to Tesla. Tesla's currently up 7.75% for today. And of course, the volume is above a million shares and the price is above $1. So we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market radar TSLA. We also mentioned Celsius, but that was not up as much. Let's take a look at other stocks. So here is Apple, and Apple's currently up 6%, over 6% on 4.4 million shares, at least $1 per share. So of course we'll add Apple. Of course, any leveraged ETFs for individual stocks will probably be up as well. AGRI is currently down 3.75%, so it's not down enough to qualify. Amazon's up big. This is currently up 8.2%, 4.9 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we will add Amazon to the list. Next up is ASST, currently up 14.78% on about 3 million shares, is at least $1 per share. So we'll add ASST to the list. Next up is BTCS, which is down. It's currently down 31% on 4 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add that BTCS to the list. Next up, we have ETHA, which is presently up about 9%, 1.4 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add ETHA to the list. Next up is FRGT, which is presently up 52% on 17.4 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add FRGT to the list. Next up is GRAB, which is presently up about 3%, so not up enough, so we'll skip that one. Next up is Robinhood, which is presently up about 7.8% on about 2 million shares and at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add Robinhood to the list. Next up is INTC. That's only up 3.87%, so not up enough. KDLY is up big time. That's up 630%. That's an actual rise, not a reverse split, but it's up 630% on about 25 million shares. It's at least $1 per share at KDLY. And enters definitive merger agreement with Nakamoto Holdings to establish Bitcoin Treasury. Okay, interesting. All right, next up is Lucid LCID. That's only up about 3.5%, so not up enough. Let's check Mara, MARA. That is presently up 4%, so not up enough, so we'll skip that as well. Let's check MBRX. That is currently up only 1.43%, but was up a lot more, so we'll have to pass on that one. Microalgo MLGO, currently up only 1.28%, so not enough. Let's check out NVIDIA. This one should be up. That's currently up 4.35%, which means NVDL is up 8.7, let's say 8.8% on 3.3 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add NVDL to our list. Let's see, NVVE. Yep, that's currently down 35% plus on 1.8 million shares, at least $1 per share. We'll go ahead and add that to our list. Yep, we'll have to add AMD as well. Actually, what? I wonder how that passed under the radar. I'll add that in just a second. Next up is NXTT, which is currently up 66.5% on 50 million shares, at least $1 per share. So NXTT is added. Palantir, PLTR, let's take a look at that. That's currently up 3%. So we will skip that. Now I know there's PTIR, which is currently up 6.3%, but this one doesn't have the stock has a lot of gaps in the chart, so I really don't want to put this one on the radar. It's not the most liquid or smoothest trading stock. You can see that here. Not a lot of action here, so I'm going to skip PTIR, but just duly noted. Next up is QBTS. Oops, sorry, that's not the right one. Sorry, RGTI. That is currently up 10.2% on about 5.9 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add RGTI to the list. Okay, continuing to move down the list. Next up is RXRX. That's currently up 7.15% on 1.6 million shares and at least $1 per share. So RXRX is now added. Next up is SMCI, which is currently up 5.94% on 2.3 million shares. That's pretty close. So I'll go ahead and add SMCI to the list. Let's see, SoFi, that's up 6.6% on 3 million shares, so add that. SoundHound, that's presently up 5.9%, 1.9 million shares, at least $1 per share, so add SOUN. See, TANH, that is currently down 7.55% on 1.5 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add TANH. Let's check out Tesla. Actually, we already added Tesla, sorry. UPXI. UPXI. Yes, UPXI, sorry. That is presently up 23% roughly, 3 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add UPXI to the list. And let's see, and we're adding AMD. which is presently up 7.9%, 2.3 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add AMD to the list as well. Okay, this is a very long list, folks. So um, if there are any others that you see that meet all four of our criteria, let me know in the chat. Four criteria: must be NASDAQ listed, trading at least $1 per share in the current pre-market session, must have achieved at least a 6% price change, positive or negative, must have achieved at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume. Okay, GRYP is mentioned. Yeah, that's currently up over 300%, 87 million shares, at least $1 per share. So GRYP is added. CTMX is added. That is currently up 114%, 46 million shares, at least $1 per share. So CTMX is added to the list. And YHC is currently up about 110%, over 19 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll add that as well. All right. So that's all we got for today, folks. Please be sure to like the video. I see we have 4 likes, but more than 4 people are watching. So please be sure to hit that like button, which greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please be sure to subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. And if anyone's watching this video on a replay and you're not familiar with our company, check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, for everyone who's part of the coaching program, I'll see you there in about 10 minutes, and we'll pick up for today's session, okay? All right, folks, have a great trading day, and I'll see you for tomorrow's Premarket Pulse. Take care.